Hi, Shannon O'Flaherty here. First, I would just like to thank everyone for your generous and compassionate donations to the Yachana Wasi project and the community project that Kay de Vallecito is running and organizing now in Peru. We've been feeding a community that is cut off from resources during this current Peruvian crisis, and we're very, very grateful for your help and support. I'll put the bank details if you'd still like to donate to this cause. It's really wonderful. The trips that I take to Peru, and hopefully the trip that is scheduled to go to Peru later this year can still happen, but we'll have to see what the traveling climate is like later on in the year. So if all of those proceeds, 10% of those proceeds go towards this project that we're currently working on, that Kay de Vallecito is running. So thank you very, very much from the core of our hearts. We deeply appreciate you. So this is the year of the water rabbit. And I was just listening to Nick from the Five Institute, a very, very well-versed man, all about this Eastern astrology. And he talked to us about what the rabbit energy means and what it's all about. And I'm not going to go over everything that he said, but there were some real clear messages there that I'd like to share with all of you. We've been coming out of some metal years. And metal years can have a lot of sadness and loss and grief. Now, I know a lot of people struggled last year, but I wonder if you know what else I can help you with, because I don't often talk about my shamanic skills and all of those kind of magic powers. But if you still feel like you are grieving the loss of someone, or that your life radically changed if somebody died last year or recently, or even in the last couple of years, something that you just can't shake, it could be that that person's spirit did not go to the light. They zipped into you instead, for a whole host of reasons, often to care for the person or to keep an eye on other family members. And I know it might sound really strange and out there, but actually it's not as uncommon as you may think. In fact, it's one of my specialties. We call them extractions, removing entities from people. And I've seen miraculous cases of people's entire stature change, stutters stop, people's whole personalities change. Really, really interesting when you take somebody out. Now, it's great to have a guardian angel, especially if it's somebody close to you that died, that comes and can give you guidance, especially if you connect. But we really don't want to host someone in our physical body, because then they will start to suck away our own light energy, and we can also develop the very issues that they had. So it's not good energy form to be hosting someone else. So if you think that you might be hosting an energy, please book a call with me, because we can find that out really, really quickly. And even when people have never heard this concept before, when it becomes clear that they're holding someone, people think, oh yes, that actually makes a lot of sense, because we know truth when we hear it. So that's just something about letting go of the past so that we can move into this year of water energy, which is all about authority and trust and power and flow and reflection, looking back on things, and also about our purpose and leaving a mark on the world, but thinking about consequences and sustainability. How are we going to keep this going? So what are going to be the consequences in your life if you don't start to do something differently? This is not the year, as the rabbit comes out of the ground, he also goes underground when he's afraid and fearful. But this is not the year to go underground. We've been underground. We've been in isolation for the last few years. This is the year to step out and make connections with your community and really combine your heart and your mind and bring what your life's purpose, what you came here to do, out to the world. This is the time to do it. The rabbit year is about magic and miracles if you do the work. So what are the seeds that you planted last year in the year of the tiger? If you had a great year of planting seeds, then this year can be really, really magical. So it's really important to stay grounded and stay connected and decide how you want to help the world be, because we all have a place in this world. We all have a purpose in this world. So what is your life purpose? What have you come here to do? And if you don't feel that you're doing it yet, now is the time to do it. And if you don't know what it is yet, then now is the time to discover what that is. And so this is where I can really help you get into absolute alignment with yourself so that you can understand your deepest fundamental truth, your truth, not everybody else's truth, not your parents' truth, not the community's truth, your truth, so that you can leap forward like the rabbit into the future and create what you want to create and have fun while you're doing it, and make sure that it's going to sustain you, that it's not just going to dry up. You want to reunite your actions with your soul's calling. So that's really what this year is all about. We want to manage, embrace, and reunite the duality. And there could be a real break in between that inner duality inside all of us. And some of the traps that we need to be concerned about is when we start to search for what's missing or what's lacking. And when our mind goes into that lack place, we immediately start to spiral down, and then we're absolutely not in our center. And then we can start judging ourselves and torturing ourselves and going into a place of needing to be perfect or needing to please everything and everyone around us, instead of actually stopping that, focusing on what your heart's true desire is and bringing yourself back to center so that you can bring your energy level back up and focus on what it is that you want to call into the world. When speaking to people on this chat the other night, it was really interesting to hear about everybody's challenges. Now, I had challenges last year too. Everybody had challenges last year. But even the challenges, you can look at the challenges as the greatest gifts, because when you're in a place of resistance or feeling the struggle or going into worry or wonder what's going to happen next or what if, that's the time, that's the universe going, hey, pay attention. You need to look at what is going on for you really, so that you can shift your focus. Now, we're all human, so it's a practice. This is something that you've got to really work at every day. But the more you do, the more it becomes your default reality. And so early last year, like in March, in March last year, I had a little bit of a dip, but then I got back on track because I can't stand myself when I'm not on center. And then I held space for that issue to resolve. And certainly by the end of the year, it really did. And I stepped into the deepest level of personal sovereignty that I've ever known. And it was really exciting. And it was the thing that I ended up being the most proud about all year. So the thing that caused me the most upset in the beginning of the year was the thing that I was actually the most proud about by the end of the year, because I had held to my truth. So we don't always know what's going to happen because we're seeing our current reality, our current potential, our current future from this perspective here. But our perspective, even tomorrow or next week, might change. The other thing the rabbit brings is plot twists. You might just have a sudden shift in direction. I had one at the very beginning of this year that I've had a plot twist or two already. So this is your year to manifest what you want. Let me help you do that. Please book a mind shift call. They're free, 20 minutes. You'll definitely shift your perspective in that call. I so look forward to hearing from you. And if you're in this group or on my mailing list, soon you'll be receiving an email to register for the webinar February 11th, where I'm going to talk all about the 12-week online course From Fear into Love. That'll change your life forever. Love you all so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.